Confession time! It's the next day. 24 hours ago. It's almost over. Dude, where do I start? Okay, so first of all, I'm wearing this shirt. This is their fan meeting shirt. It actually looks brighter on camera. Their little dates and fan meets. What else did I get? All 6 members. Autographed CD of their latest album. I gotta have some kind of memory, right? We got there around 9, obviously because we had P1. So we spent all day with very sweet Arohas and our fam bam. Shout out to you guys. Arohas are so cute, giving us banners and everything. Like there was this one, and on the back has like fan chants. Every time I go to a concert, I learn like fan chants. It is so cool. And then got my bias Rocky. So when the concert came, we were one of the first like 100 to enter the venue. This is the first time we ever been to the Regency Ballroom. It was really intimate. I don't know, I liked it. Especially for ASTRO's, you know, first ever fan meeting and everything. The doors opened at 6. Once we got in, and then they gave us this wristband. Yes, I still have it on. I can't take it off. I have so much PCD. So San Francisco's the only one that has an actual like general admission pit. And man, it got hot in there real quick. We were like 3rd row, guys. We were the 3rd person back from the front row. And then, you know, once the concert started, we all started moving forward, and that's like the closest we've ever been in any K-pop concert. We were that close. We kind of freaked out a bit. When the concert started, it was the opening act. So anyone, shout out to you guys. You guys were super talented, did very well with that baby cover. Was so impressed, and you guys look so happy and enjoying that. I was smiling the whole time watching them, so you guys did good. Wow, congrats on winning that contest, by the way. And then after that, Jinjin came out first and did his dance solo, doing his thing, dancing. So Rocky came out after Jinjin, and I couldn't see at this point, so I had to like shoot up my camera to actually see who's dancing. He looks so good. He came out in a denim jacket, a white inner shirt, and black pants. Like, how ideal. And his hair was so fluffy, and he looked like a prince. My heart like doo-doo-doo-doo. As it went on, I was just like, oh my god, this looks like the K-Con performance that they did. And it turned out it was, because as soon as they finished their little dance number, then Should Have Held On To You start playing. God. Their choreography is amazing. I just can't. Man, they danced so hard. In sync. Like at the bridge, there was suddenly a dance break in the song. I got even more overwhelmed. And Moonbin and Rocky was dancing it, and I was like shook. I had to look at the V and was like, because that's like our biases. After that, they performed, I believe, Baby, and I think it made me love the song more. Then they had a break, catch up to talk, and then get water. Rocky was actually on our side the most. Oh my god, I chose the right side of the stage to be a Rocky stan. So when Rocky got water, no one in front of me was waving, right? Remember, so I'm right behind the first row. I reached my hand forward and waved frantically like this, you know? Like, he looked at me, he locked eyes with me, and then smiled as he reached for the water bottle, and then he waved at me back, and then I was like, I don't know, because the people behind me were shoving me up ahead, but like, I felt weak. And I turned to V and I was like, V just waved at me! Feeling like crying, and then I started like bending over, and then V like yelled at me and was like, get up! So I don't miss anything. To start off the concert with my bias noticing me, oh, I can't believe it. After their talk, they, you know, introduced each other and answered some questions. They're all so cute with their English. So Rocky took off his denim jacket, and ooh, that white button. I stare at Rocky 90% of the time, so all I can talk about is Rocky, I'm sorry. I'm just overwhelmed by their beauty. They all looked really healthy. They had some nice thighs. They sang a couple more songs. One of them was Crazy Sexy Cool, and as you guys know, that is my favorite title track from ASTRO. Like, I love that song so much. It's so perfect. And seeing that live, I freaked out even more, especially like 5 feet away from me. And then after their 2 songs, then they started playing a game with Shimmy Cocoa Puffs. Shimmy Cocoa Puffs? I used to watch your videos back then, so I was like, oh, hey! So they played the game. I love this game, by the way, where
they can't see what's in the box and then they reach and then they guess what it is. And their reactions were so cute, like they squeal when they touch it. They also played that bucket catching game with the ball.
The one member would toss like a plastic ball and the other one would hold the bucket and try to catch.
And Sana, oh my goodness, you picked up the balls and cheated. They were all so cute.
That was so enjoyable to see their punishments. They're too nice to each other. Like, they kind of mess up on their punishments, but none of them really suffered that much.
But they all had to do to punish it anyway and did aegyo. We were blessed with that aegyo.
That was funny. I think it came natural to them in a certain way because they're just too adorable, even though, you know, like, say Rocky kind of felt like he suffered, but I think he still kind of did his thing. My highlight was Rocky, obviously, because he was near us the most. I think for my highlight of gaining his attention was towards the end. There are a lot of times where I'm trying to like scream for his name and point at Angie because that's her bias. Damn, he looked good.
He actually noticed V.
He started doing this, like, he waved at me at first and I was just like, and then as soon as that happened, he just did this and then I was like, yay! Like, oh my god. And then Angie was next to me too, so he paid attention to her a lot, like right there as well.
And then I saw him look at me too and I was like, and then he smiled and I was just like, thank you, V.
We were just freaking out as soon as he like went away, and then like a couple of rojas behind me touching my shoulder and was like, oh my god.
If I could be an emoji, I'm the heart eyes emoji with tears down my face. So they performed all their title tracks and then they also performed Run, You and Me, and I'll Be There. And I'll Be There is probably my favorite song in their Dream Part 1 album. The lyrics made me very emotional. When they sang that for the encore, I almost cried. Now when I hear it, I feel like crying. But, oh man. They had candy, and I was like, oh, can I please get one? I'm so close. The nearest one was Sana.
He was trying to throw a candy my way, and then obviously I'm the short one and everyone else tried to, you know, grab the candy. As people were grabbing the candy, my headband flew off because they were like grabbing it like this. The really nice Roja behind me was able to pick it up, like found it and picked it up, and she gave it to me. So sweet. Basically that kind of ended like almost like short and sweet, but I was very satisfied at the same time. It was probably like about an hour and a half.
Jinjin's hair color was really nice and he sweated a lot.
He sprinkled his sweat all over the place.
So every time he twirled, like it's like water going and it actually looked beautiful in that lighting. MJ sweat a lot too, like you could see his sweat through his shirt and then eventually it became like a gradient shirt.
I was kind of sad that I didn't get too much interaction or like paying attention to MJ.
I barely paid attention to Moonbin. Like I don't know why. Him and MJ, I feel like they were on the left side of the stage a lot. I just remember Rocky, like that's all that's in my head.
Moonbin is my bias. Eunwoo is my bias wrecker. Try to get Moonbin's attention, but that never happened. As far as for Eunwoo, you frustrate me, my heart. The first time you paid attention to me and interact, you pointed at me, wave, and do that golden bright smile of yours. And I was just like, yay! And then the second time was when the crowd was kind of worried about Rocky in the front of us, but Eunwoo was like on the far other side. I don't want to say like it's just solely me, but I'm pretty sure it was solely me because literally everyone's paying attention in the front. I don't know why. I was standing over there and I waved at him because he was looking this way, and then he smiled, pointed, and then kept like waving and pointing, and it was at the point where I was like, Angie, are you kidding me? Like, look at him, he's literally looking at me. And then so she turned that way. She told me she saw like the last like 2 seconds of it, but she knew that he looked at me too. I don't know, guys.
Eunwoo looks perfect all the time. Like I don't get it.
These two just wreck my life.
But they're all so cute, especially Sana.
Sana is like the cutest creature in the world. Like, I just need to protect the poor boy.
I want to protect all of them, but like Sana, like my bean.
It was just overwhelming and I was just happy the whole time. ASTRO makes me happy. Okay, so after the event, oh my god, guys, First was the high touch. So we watched people do the high touch and it was really cute.
They're so cute and even like do goofy things like Jin was dabbing.
Next is the photo op. Because it's our babies, we need a family picture, you know?
High touch and photo were in the pit area, so we all had to move back.
It was just two of us. We didn't really plan it too much. We tried to stay behind as far as possible, but you know, we were just like, let's just go for it.
I found it weird because the idols are usually standing behind you. So I was like, oh, they're sitting in front of us? Oh, okay. You go by groups of 8. Luckily, there was a group of 6 in front of us. They asked who our biases were and they put us in order so we could stand next to our biases.
They were super nice.
So nice. Thank you, idols who helped us. Standing order for the photo op was Rocky, Jin, Eunwoo, and then I think Moonbin, Sana, MJ.
And who did I end up with? In between Eunwoo and Moonbin. Like, how lucky was that? So when I first walked up, I said hi to Rocky and Jin. Rocky, I think I was able to touch hands real quick, and then Jin I was really able to touch hands with. And then comes Eunwoo. He grabbed my hand, okay? Like, we had a grab and wave and smiled. I swear I was his vantage point. Because I feel like as a performer, when you're trying to perform, you try to pick like some highlight people for you to kind of look at, like kind of like your safe haven to feel comfortable performing. I think I was one of them, and it ruined my life. The thing I would never forget is that they both waved and greeted at me at the same time. I'm hoping to make this fan meet let my heart decide real one bias, but nope, that didn't help me because they both still said hi to me and gave me this equal amount of full-on attention, and I was just like, what the frick? So when we took the picture, I was kind of leaning more towards Eunwoo's side. I didn't know what to do, like pose, so I decided to pose on 2 V signs. I put one on his left shoulder and like literally one on his head, so make like a bunny ear, and then I just went and smiled like that. I don't know how it turned out, but I was just like, oh my god, will like the security people stop me? Because I'm literally like rested my hands on him.
The security guy was kind of blocking Rocky, so I think he glanced once in my direction, but he looked at the other people in front of me. And when I walked in, Jin looked at me and I was like, hi, and then I touched him and I was like, whoo, yay. But I was so stupid, I was so stupid. So they took 2 photos and I didn't hear them count the first time. I wanted Rocky to look at me, so I was talking to the back of his head and I was like, I love you, Rocky, and then click. So I think the photo, I was staring at Rocky's head. I was like, oh no. So I panicked and sorority posed for the second photo.
So after the photo, they stood back up, turned around.
Like, they didn't have to do that. They could have just stayed sat down and then fans just came. But they stood up and even touched us.
And Eunwoo grabbed my hand again! Like, we touched each other's hands again. I think he ruined my opportunity with Moonbin, because as soon as I said thank you and touched his hands, I turned to Moonbin and I tried to do the same thing. Like, you can see Moonbin trying like this, right? Like, we were about to, but then like the people that was organizing like literally cut us and was like, thank you, okay, bye, you know, like get out so the next group can go, you know. And so you can see Moonbin, like he was about to do this, and then as soon as they cut, he backed up real quickly and was like just smiling and waving. I'm like, no. I'm blaming you, Eunwoo, for ruining my interaction chance with your bro, Moonbin.
Started shooing us along after the photo was taken, but Rocky's right there. And then the security guard stood in front of him and I was like, oh, I have to touch Rocky. So I reached my hand under the security guard's armpit. When I felt the touch, I was like, oh, and then he smiled at me. He was like, and then pulled away. The way he backed up to it was so soft and his hands were so soft. My heart. I touched Jin again and then I touched Eunwoo, but Eunwoo wasn't like looking. He looked at me for a quick second and just smiled and then like looked away, and I was just like, oh, okay. But then they started shooing us along even faster, so I couldn't touch Moonbin, Sana, or MJ. I didn't even look at Sana and MJ because they shooed us along and they were blocking. But oh my god. Thank you, Rocky. You waved back at me. You noticed me again with my sister, and then you touched my hand. Thank you. I think I'm in love with you.
And honestly, I feel like I'm leaning more towards Eunwoo as a bias, but I just love Moonbin so much. Like, I can't Angie was like, maybe this was your first group having two biases. And I'm like, you know what? I think I have to, because there's no way I can turn away from Moonbin. And then we just both left the building and couldn't breathe and wanted to cry. And we kind of waited outside to watch them like get into their van and leave. So we didn't film that part because it just happened too quickly. But it was nice to kind of like send them off, I guess.
I think that concludes what I have to say. And 90% of that was Rocky. Again, I apologize.
Overall, it was just an amazing experience.
I have really bad post-concert depression. I'm only listening to ASTRO songs.
What a way to start 2018 on our K-pop adventures. It was worth it, worth all the wait, worth all the money. Like, ASTRO are just loving, precious people, and their music are such quality, and many interactions that we had. It was crazy. I appreciate everything, and it just makes me want to protect them more.
Just like in the You and Me song, I think the lyric says, when I'm tired and struggling, I think of you. I could always watch their videos and I would smile. I want to thank ASTRO for making me happy like all the time.
I straight up just want to be happy and smiling right away. It is you guys. ASTRO, thank you so much for being such genuine, precious, funny, silly people, and I can see it through how you interact with us and interact with each other. Like, your chemistry is amazing, and it pours out in the performances and even like off stage silly actness. Like, I'm almost crying. I can feel my voice shaking, but
they definitely have so much energy and talent to show the world. I'm so proud of them.
Thank you for making San Francisco as your first stop on your first tour in the USA. When you come back, I hope it's gonna be a full-on concert.
If you didn't go to the concert, I hope you will see them someday because they're little balls of sunshine.
I really hope you guys get to see them in person performing and see how precious they are.
And I hope ASTRO has a great rest of their lives, to be honest. They deserve all the happiness in the world.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching our vlog. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about our experience. Please give it a like if you did.
If you guys want to see more from us, please click on that subscribe button.
I'm not gonna take this bracelet off for like a week. I'm just kidding, that's nasty, but like until next time.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye. I love you, ASTRO.